Humanities are important because, as I mentioned to you before, there is no one answer to our problems. The limits aren't so narrowly defined. So you're asked to engage with multiple points of view, to think about multiple solutions to issues, and to make diverse human connections. And I hope that that is one of the things that you were able to take away from this class. That in reading these fairy tales, some of which you've already read, you're already familiar with, they've become trite to some of you. Some of them, they're brand new. They may seem overly simplified. But as we start digging through them, as we start analyzing them and pulling them apart and thinking about how meaning is created and how we connect with different characters and narratives and versions, right? We learn something, hopefully, about other people and other cultures, but also about ourselves, how we interact with other people, and the fact that there is no solidified structure, right? That meaning is always open to interpretation. It's always going to be fluid. It's going to keep changing. And so think critically about how you're interacting, not just with other people, but also with texts and how that changes. Because you're not ultimately just reading the words that someone else put on the page. You're confronting something about yourself, the way that you interpret. I mean, I think sharing that example as you did, the way that that film has changed for you over time, and that it's your perspective that has shifted, right? So you've learned something about your own evolution. And I appreciate you, so thank you for sharing something so personal, but hopefully that's something that we're all able to do as we engage. This is what the humanities ask us to do. This is what literature encourages us to do, to make that connection so that you're not just seeing the world in all of its diversity and inclusiveness, but you're also seeing yourself as a dynamic being, right? As someone who is changing and evolving over time. So in many ways, these texts become a sort of mirror where you can look at yourself and identify the ways in which you yourself have evolved.